start. So thanks for coming today. And I guess this is an information session about the integrated bachelor's and master's program in industrial and systems engineering. My name is Bill Cooper. I'm a faculty member here in B.ISyE. I'm also the Director of Graduate Studies, which means I have some administrative responsibilities over the grad programs, including the master's program and including this program. And Alyssa Benson is also here. So hi, Alyssa. So Alyssa also is a good person for folks to speak with. She knows the answers to many questions, grad program questions specifically. And by the way, please feel free to chime in with any questions that come up. Happy to answer any questions. So let's jump into it. So the overview is that this integrated program allows you to simultaneously work towards both your bachelor's in B.ISyE and an MS in B.ISyE starting in your senior year. So there's different tracks in the MS program, and so this integrated program is specifically for what's called the analytics track. If you were to enter this program, then you may be able to complete both degrees in 5 years or less. It will vary person to person depending on how their senior year schedule looks like. So sort of at a high level, the idea is that you're going to satisfy all the requirements for both degrees. And the bachelor's degree, the bachelor's of B.ISyE degree requirements are the same as the usual requirements. There's no change whatsoever. Okay, so no change whatsoever. And for the MS, they're almost the same as the usual MS requirements. There's a slight difference in what courses you take, but the number of credits would be the same. Okay, so you're doing both full degrees, just fitting it in 5 years. So let me just tell you a little bit about the graduate program overall. So I guess you're familiar with the department, but we have 15 faculty. We have some affiliated faculty members. We have about 60 students in the graduate program overall. There's MS and PhD degrees, and the MS program, and again, that's what's most, I guess, important for this particular integrated program. MS program has 3 tracks: the analytics track, the industrial engineering track, and the systems engineering track. And these differ in terms of what the core course requirements are. There's also, if you decide to poke around the department website to see what's going on with various tracks and things like that, you also may see reference to plans. So there's tracks and plans. The analytics track has only one plan, which is called Plan C. So that's actually something you don't really need to worry about if you're interested in this integrated program. If, for instance, you decide you want to come back for an IE track degree a few years down the line, then for that degree, there's actually 3 plans called A, B, and C, and there's various differences in what those plans mean. Anyway, you don't need to worry really about plans at all for this analytics track or for the 5-year integrated program. Any questions? Let me tell you a little bit about the analytics track, the master's analytics track. So this is designed to, if you want to make a comparison to the undergrad B.ISyE curriculum, it's designed to give you a broader and deeper knowledge of analytics beyond what's covered in that undergrad program. And so analytics, I would say, covers, sits at the intersection of a number of areas: data analysis, operations research, specifically optimization, also computation, computer science, and statistics. So it's, I guess there's some different names for it. So some people might think of this being somewhat similar to data science. There is a program called data science at U of M. I would say the analytics track B.ISyE master's degree, this is, I would say, has a lot of emphasis on optimization and decision-making aspects of these kind of problems. So that's, I think, one thing that is unique to this track. So eligibility for the integrated program, which is a little different than what we would be looking for just for someone applying from outside the university just to the regular master's program. So first, to be eligible, you need to be enrolled in our B.ISyE undergrad program, bachelor's program. And we're looking for a minimum GPA of at least 3.4 or a strong recommendation from an B.ISyE faculty member. So recommendation, that would be a recommendation letter that would get submitted through the application system. So I'll say a few words about that in a couple minutes. And we would also looking for folks who've completed their junior year coursework. Okay. Questions so far? And one other point I would mention here, so all of these things I'm discussing, there's some more details. If you go to the B.ISyE website, then you can find those there. So if you go down through the undergrad link, there's a link specifically that deals with this integrated program, but there's also links under the grad program drop down, and those give you information in general about the graduate program, different master's tracks, things like that. Questions? Oops. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. I think it's not letting me move on. Yeah, there we go. Okay, worked. So how to apply? So if you'd like to apply, the means of applying is through the U of M online admissions, graduate admissions system. So this is all electronic. What do you need? Some standard stuff like your name and address and things like that. You need to upload your unofficial transcripts. You need to, it asks for a personal statement. So this is usually about a page long, explaining your background, why are you interested in this program, what do you plan to do in the future, so those sorts of things. It's not a very onerous application, so I think you can do it pretty quickly if you'd like. There's no GRE requirement. In terms of application deadlines, for the fall, so to start in the fall, we're asking for June 15th. So someone who's finishing up, for instance, their junior year, at this point, they would be eligible because they would have finished their junior year coursework, and then they would have time to apply between finishing that junior year coursework and June 15th. For folks who are interested in starting in the spring, then November 15th is what we're looking for. The turnaround time is usually pretty fast on the application itself, so we try to make decisions quickly. Questions? Okay, so let me talk a little bit about what are the courses that you would take when you're in this in the master's program. Okay, the analytics track. So there's 24, so it's 30 credit degree, and 24 of the credits are from required courses, and then there's 6 credits come from approved electives. Okay, so let me just talk a little bit about the required courses. So we have a group of IE courses, and then there's also some courses that are outside the department. So one of the courses is engineering optimization. So this I think has some overlap with optimization 1 and 2 that you would take during the undergrad during your undergrad years, but this has some differences, goes into some more depth. So I think you will see some overlap here with things you've seen before, but also some new material. Decision analysis. So this has an asterisk by it because this is the one difference for students coming in through the integrated program with students who are not coming through the integrated program and just doing the analytics track masters standalone. So this decision analysis replaces IE 5532, which is called stochastic models that sort of regular analytics master's students would do. Okay, and the reason for that is because there's often, in fact, 5532 is taught by me, and I also teach the undergrad 4011 course, and so we didn't want things to be repetitive for students taking a course that's reasonably similar to a course they already had before. So that's the idea there. Another of the required courses is 5561, Analytics and Data-Driven Decision-Making. So this course actually integrates what you learn in a number of the other courses, including optimization and the CS and stats courses that I'll mention in a few minutes. So it's good to have taken these other courses before that, or at least simultaneously with it, although it's not essential that be the case. We have a practice-focused seminar. So this is a 1-credit class. You take this one, SN, pass-fail, and this is just seminars given by, usually it's folks who are not at the university. So in most cases, these are people working at companies. They come in and they describe the analytics problems they have in their companies. And usually this is, I would say, maybe 7 or 8 seminars meeting Wednesday afternoon. So you can think that this would be every other Wednesday afternoon. And the only work in this class is to attend the seminar, essentially. I believe you have to write a 1-page summary or something to that effect of the talk, but very, very minimal, I would say. It's a good opportunity to see what folks are doing in practice, and also to meet the speakers and do a little networking. We have a capstone project course. So this is modeled after senior design in terms of how it's organized. There's going to be some differences between this and senior design. So first, it's a group project. The groups will be smaller than the senior design group. So senior design groups, I guess, are usually 4 or 5 students, and the capstone project groups are usually 2 or 3. But in terms of what sort of how it's structured, very similar to senior design. So there'll be an industry advisor who brings the industry problem, and then there's a faculty advisor who will help out advising. There will be various deliverables throughout the semester, technical reports, mid-semester presentations, things like that. The projects are analytics-focused projects, so they're going to have a fair amount of working with data, perhaps doing statistical analysis, some optimization, some modeling. So they're going to be quantitative, technical projects. There are some, I would say, senior design projects that have this flavor, but not all. So. So anyway, that's the capstone project course. And then there are some courses outside of the department that are required. So one of them is applied regression analysis. This is a 5,000 level statistics course. And then either a machine learning class or data mining class from computer science. So that adds up all that to 24, and as I mentioned, there's 6 other credits from an approved elective list, and if you check out the website, you'll see what that list is. That list will be growing over the next few years, so if there are things that you're interested to see there, then that's something that you can certainly bring up for discussion with me. But most of the courses you see in that list will be IE or computer science or stat. There are some courses there, I guess, from School of Public Health. Also, the business analytics program, which is in Carlson, has a few courses listed. So among those, I guess, if I would, from the perspective of a student who's come through the B.ISyE undergrad program, which would be anyone who's doing the 5-year program, probably the best choices of electives from that group would be the outside of B.ISyE choices, because you've already got quite a lot of B.ISyE coursework under your belt from your undergrad studies. Questions on any of this? Okay. So here's what a sample program. Let's see, blocking my screen with my toolbar here. So this is a sample program for your senior year, and then so the idea here is you would finish in 5 years total, undergrad and the master's. So this will be your senior year, and then your 1 year as a grad student. And again, this can change quite a bit just depending on how your schedule looks in terms of what credits you need to finish your undergrad when you're a senior. So in this, what I have here is you would take in the fall of your senior year 3 required undergrad courses, and then your 4th course would be the stats course, the regression course I mentioned. And then in the spring of your senior year, you would take senior design and a undergrad tech elective, and then you would take 2 other courses that would go towards the integrated program, or sorry, towards the master's degree rather. So one would be the machine learning or data mining. So one of those 2 CS courses, and then the other would be the analytics and data-driven decision-making course. And then so then at that point, after your senior year, you do graduate at that point with your undergrad degree. So the undergrad degree is awarded not in the 5th year, but in the 4th year. So after the 4th year, you finish the undergrad, you get your bachelor's, and then starting fall of the 5th year, then you're just a grad student, not in sort of in between in some sense. And so the proposed plan here has you taking the seminar in the fall, engineering optimization, and the capstone project. Capstone project is just available in the fall. That's, I think, an important point to keep in mind. And then in the spring of the 5th year, again, which would be your last term, you would take decision analysis and then 2 electives. And then you would graduate. So the 5th year, you're not taking you're taking, I would guess, in most cases, fewer credits than you've been taking as undergrad student. So this here, you would be taking 9 credits in the fall and 10 credits in the spring of that 5th year. So it would be okay to push some of the credits you have that are listed here, for instance, in the 4th year to the 5th year, if you wanted. I would say other things to keep in mind, it's very uncommon for grad students to go beyond 14 or 15 credits. So that's something I would not suggest. I do know folks take very high number of credits, sometimes undergrads. Very rare for that to be done in master's or PhD program for that matter. So I would not suggest trying to cram a huge number of credits into one semester. Questions on this? So there is quite a bit of flexibility again in what order you do things. I do think there are some orders that are better than others, but I think there's many ways to make this fit depending on what an individual person's time constraints are and what they want to do. And I guess I have one more slide here. I can make it go forward. Yes, okay. So if you have questions, so Alyssa or myself, we're good people to speak with. Professor Miller also can be helpful. Katie Sharp, again, also I think is a good resource. Anyone in the undergrad advising can help. At least for the foreseeable future, I think the best way to get in touch with anyone is through email to set up an appointment. Hopefully that will change maybe in the fall, but for now, I guess email is the way to go. So those are the slides I've got. So I'd be very happy to answer any questions from anyone, anything at all. I'm here, and Alyssa also. Some questions may be better for Alyssa.
So for a question for as an undergrad preparing to go to this graduate program.
Yes.
Is there any specific classes that we could take in the undergrad that would help prepare us for this?
I would say that the overall, the B.ISyE undergrad program is going to provide you with good preparation. If I was going to add any single thing to that to help for this this degree, I would probably go some more computer computer science or programming.
Okay.
But I think you'll be in good position having done the undergrad curriculum. Are there any other questions?
I have a question. So
Yes.
could I apply for the next fall?
For next,
This
so fall of 2021 or 22?
2022.
2022. So you can apply whenever you've finished the, Melissa, correct me if I'm wrong. The thing we want is you've completed the junior coursework.
Yeah, I will complete it this year, but I will take a gap year. So could I apply now for next year?
So if you apply now, I guess we would, so is your plan to be out of school for a year, or?
I'm not taking the IE course for a year. I need to finish another degree first.
Okay, yeah, so I would say we would, if you applied now, we would, again, maybe Alyssa has different thought on this, but I would think we would just admit you to the integrated program immediately. You can be in the program, but you don't need to take courses towards it in that
So
that
I could apply this year. Okay, thank you.
Other questions? Alyssa, did I miss anything that should be, any big selling points I missed?
I don't think so. I think you covered it. But yeah, just to reiterate, I mean, if you have any questions about any part of this, Bill and I are always here. I work pretty directly with the application system. So if you run into any trouble with that, definitely let me know. But it's pretty user friendly. And then, if you don't know who to ask, feel free to shoot me an email. And I'm pretty good at, if I don't know something, I definitely know who does know. So happy to help with any questions.
Thanks.
One thing I don't think you mentioned in the presentation, but I saw online, which helped me plan, was there was like a guideline for how many tech electives you should have done by a certain amount of time. That helped me. So I don't know if it would help someone else.
For undergrad program?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess, I think it's, one thing is important, is we do want folks to, we don't want anyone to delay their undergrad graduation to do the program. So we do want people to keep on track with that. So, and I guess when those electives are taken, that depends a bit on how many, if you come in with AP credits or some other sort of thing, it varies person to person. But yes, that's a good point. Thanks. Any other questions for Alyssa or myself? Okay, then we will wrap up here. If anything comes up that you think of that we didn't answer, or again, please feel free to drop us an email. We're I think pretty prompt responders, so we will get back to you. Okay. All right. Well, it's a nice day, so maybe get outside if you can. So bye-bye.
Thank you.
Yep. Thanks for coming.